So guys, even if you are a detailer, or if you're just a hobbyist or a DIYer, this would be an interesting video to watch because it can apply to both. So if you haven't seen the last videos, so I've reviewed the Flex some time back, and that's not even a part of this video. So if you want to see the video on this one, I'll leave a link in the description and you can see why. So that's not even going to play a part in this. All right, so I'll put that down there. And then obviously a few months ago I reviewed the Rupes cordless, the new 15, and maybe one of the mistakes I made in that video is we just took it out of the box and we sort of reviewed it live, which is probably good because it was like, you know, the first impressions of it, using it straight away, you know, unboxed. So we did that, and as I went on, I was like, you know, I was probably getting more disappointed with that machine, and that led me to buy. Thought, you know, some people saying just get the Milwaukee, you know what I mean? Get the Milwaukee, it's a beast, it's this, it's that. So I thought, okay, I'll try that. So I went and actually the kids bought me it for Father's Day. So that was, beginning of September. We're sort of towards the end of October. And I thought, instead of just, you know, unboxing it and reviewing it straight away, I thought, I'm going to do a few cars with it, multiple vehicles, different paint systems, and then sort of alternate between that and the Rupes, because you don't really realise the differences between the two until you use them back to back. So what I'll go through first is what cost-wise anyway, even though I didn't, like, you know, my kids got this for me, but I'm sure they used my money. But anyway, and the reason why they got me the Milwaukee is I've got Milwaukee tools. So it's already a bonus if you have, say, Milwaukee or Makita or whatever it is, and they make a polisher, you've already got the batteries. So that aside, I went and bought 2 new batteries. So the review is, you know, you're not trying to, you know, use an old battery, because my batteries are quite old. So I thought, you know, that's not going to be a fair review for the machine if I just put some old batteries in it. But the old battery still held up really well. So in regards to that cost of this, I think the skin is probably, you know, mid 400s, I think, and I think the batteries, depending if they're on sale or not, I'd have to check, but maybe for the 5. So I've got the same as the Rupes. So we're comparing apples to apples with the 5s, and I think the batteries might be a couple $100. So I mean, you're still going to get this machine with 2 batteries under 1,000, if not probably cheaper than that, if you can get it on special, right? Or you're just buying the skin and you've got the batteries already. So that's already a plus for this machine. And everyone already knows that the Rupes machine is pushing. I mean, we're in Australia, so retail for this is about $1,800. I think it can vary between maybe $1,600 and $1,800, depending if you're on trade pricing or not. So cost-wise, obviously the Milwaukee is, you know, cheaper. So even though it is the 21, I went and bought the 15 backing plate as well, just so we could try that, you know, as well. Now, I'll go back to the Rupes and give you the flaws in this machine since I've been using it. First things first is the batteries are always sort of hard to remove. When you go to, that was not too bad, but sometimes it's like, you know, they're difficult to remove. I mentioned the trigger switch in the first video. That's sort of a bit of a pain. Whereas the Milwaukee is the reverse, so you're holding that down and then you're locking it. Whereas you need to lock this one, then pull the trigger. I find that annoying, to be honest with you. And one of the things with this machine too is sometimes you will, and it'll be sporadic, it'll be random. It'll be just like you've just done a set, and then you've gone to do another, you've gone to reapply, and the machine literally won't turn on. It will just, you lock it in its place, and it's like, it's just sitting there not doing anything. So you've got to turn it off, turn it back on. And I thought it might be a battery connection issue, but it's always been pushed in, and yeah, it would just literally not turn on sometimes. So, and another issue I found was even at full battery, you'll be on, you know, I normally run this thing on 5 because I think anything under that, it just doesn't has the grunt, you know. So you'll be just running at full battery, and the power just, you can hear it literally die off. So you'll be like, you know, I did a video yesterday, I'll see if I can slice it in here, and it'll just be like dying in the ass, like, and then it'll sort of pick up again. So, and I don't know if it was a controller sort of thing, but I tried it on different sort of speeds, and it's still, that's random too. So it will just randomly do it. So that's, I can't explain that. What else is there? I made a little list here. Oh, that's probably the main thing, and the main thing you guys want to know too is the batteries, right? So battery life. I didn't find much difference with the life between the two. The difference is with the Rupes battery, once it gets to half, it tapers off quite quickly, and you can't increase it. You can't increase the speed. So as soon as you get to 2 lights on the battery, you're almost at like one constant speed. Whereas with the Milwaukee battery, you pretty much got full battery until right near the end, and then it will literally just be a sort of like a hard drop. So you will pretty much get, in terms of battery life, the Milwaukee will give you more consistent power for longer, and then it will just drop off. But in terms of time-wise than that, they're both pretty much the same. But like I said, if you know, that's where the Milwaukee still trumps it, because you're getting more, you're getting you know, your full power right to the end. So, and with the 5s, I still find that with 2 batteries, if you're polishing consistently, like doing a paint correction, you will find that if you've used a full battery and you're charging it and you've put a new one in, you still might finish that battery before the next one's charged. So yeah, and it's a 45-minute sort of charge, I think. So the next thing to do will be to try the bigger batteries on the Milwaukee and see how that goes. But that's still a longer charge time as well. So that would be interesting. The only good thing about that is if you've got Milwaukee tools and you've got numerous batteries, you can keep changing them. So that's a plus with that. So in terms of actually using the machines, I've actually showing you now using the Milwaukee on multiple cars, so you can see that we didn't just, you know, use it once and decide to review it. So I've used it multiple times, and I've actually used it back to back with the Rupes. So you can actually see in some of the videos where on the smallest sort of curve, where the Rupes doesn't have enough grunt to keep spinning, and you put the Milwaukee in the same spot, and you can see it's just got that little bit more grunt in those areas, and it just sort of keeps going, like it doesn't die, doesn't back off, which is, yeah, so that's another plus for the Milwaukee. The downside, like if you're going in terms of refinement, and you probably would have watched a few of these videos already if you're looking at buying a cordless machine, obviously the Rupes is a lot more refined. Like there's no vibration, it's easier on your hands. You can, it's chalk and cheese when it comes to the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee is a bit of a vibration monster. It is quite, because it has that bit, I reckon, that bit of grunt. You will find using it for a while, the vibration is, is quite severe compared to the Rupes, and it's a lot more noisier as well. So I don't know if that comes in hand with the grunt. So you've got refinement on the Rupes, but it doesn't have the balls to spin in those sort of, even those slightest of concaves, whereas with the Milwaukee, it will just keep going. So that's with the 15 or the 21 sort of backing plate as well. So in terms of correction, this Milwaukee does the job. It really does. If you're happy to hold on to it, for a while, it definitely does the job. And I find myself, even though I don't like the vibration of it, obviously I'm a shop, I need to get jobs done, I find myself grabbing it a lot more than I am the Rupes machine, which is a lot more expensive machine, and which is a machine that I had a lot more hope for. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of comparing the two. I can't really think of anything else that would deter me from the Milwaukee. If you're, like I said, you could use this in a shop, and if you're doing, if you're not doing paint corrections every day, then this machine is it's definitely a great tool. And if you buy the other backing plate, it sort of covers you for the smaller areas if that's what you want. This is obviously the 21mm throw. We don't get the 15mm throw here in Australia for whatever reason, but that would probably be the fact that I like this machine. The fact that the Rupes is very, it's not quite there. I might even be, grab a skin from the US just to have when there's two of us working. It just might come in handy. So yeah, this machine is definitely. Oh, that's another thing I might. This machine doesn't come with speeds; it just comes with RPM, and I find it feels like it's got about 8 slots, and I always find myself probably on the 6th, which is about 3900, which probably is relative to where I was trying to use the Rupes anyway. So overall, I think, if you're looking at buying something, and you don't have any cordless, if you've got obviously Milwaukee batteries, that's a bonus. It's a no-brainer, This, I wouldn't be buying a Rupes machine until, they've, maybe let's hope that they sort of, they've got the Mark. I think there's a new one out, corded model coming out now, so maybe, we might need to wait another year before, this machine actually is worth the money that you're paying for, because right now, it's not really. If I had my choice from the start, I probably would have bought it, and I just would have got, I probably would have bought 2 of these. I would have probably bought 2 Milwaukees, a 21 and a 15, and be done with it. So, yeah, and in regards to the Flex, that's not even in the picture. So go back and have a look at that video and see why, we wouldn't even put that in this review. So, yeah, guys, I hope that sort of helps and clears up a few things. I know you probably would have seen a few reviews on these machines maybe separately and maybe together, but the difference between this review and probably others is, you probably see the machines, working together. So, going back and forth. I've given, it's not a review that we've just done, one car on. We've had the Rupes machine for some time, and we've had the Milwaukee for a couple of months. And we've been using it every day for the last couple of months on multiple cars, so you can have a sort of better understanding of why we're saying what we're saying. So yeah, so thanks for hanging around, guys, and I hope that helps. And if you've got any comments on either of the machines, or do you think there's something else that we didn't look at, or that you wanted to see maybe more of, then yeah, just let us know. And we'll see you on the next time. Thanks, guys.